been fun trying to keep up with Australian news. Been here for 3 weeks now. I watch the news every single day. It's adorable.
It's been an eventful few weeks in Australia, and when it comes to the news, one thing is clear. The country's sense of humor, or rather, their nonchalant approach to what the world might consider serious news, has kept everyone entertained. Trevor Noah, in his classic witty fashion, has found himself in the midst of this whirlwind, commenting on the Australian way of handling events. For Noah, there's an undeniable charm to the way Australian news operates, but also an air of, well, taking the piss. A term that seems to encapsulate the overall vibe of the country itself. It's not just a place, it's an attitude. Noah's time in Australia for his latest show was marked by daily news consumption, a habit he started even before stepping foot on Australian soil. And what he found, perhaps, isn't what one would expect from a country so large and influential on the global stage. In fact, Noah found the news downright adorable. It's a reflection of how relaxed the country is when it comes to serious topics, and that's exactly what he was seeing in the headlines. Take, for instance, the story about Raygun, a story that, on its own, might not be a big deal anywhere else, but in Australia, it became a significant talking point. The presenter, in their signature tone, casually declared, "In sad news, Raygun has announced she will not be competing in any future Olympics." It wasn't the kind of headline that would usually make waves globally, but in Australia, it was newsworthy. And it made Noah think. This is a place where things are so calm and so good that stories like this, small yet personal, make the headlines. Raygun's exit from the Olympics was a story, not because it was shocking, but because it felt like a natural part of the rhythm of Australian life. We all knew this was coming, Noah mused. We knew the moment she did this, that the next Olympics wasn't going to happen for her. So why even pretend there was a possibility? But that's the beauty of Australia. It's not about big scandals or dramatic headlines. The small stuff matters here, and Noah couldn't help but admire that. There's something inherently freeing about how Raygun approached her decision. People hadn't even realized breakdancing was a legitimate Olympic sport, and yet, Raygun made a memorable impact just by doing it her way. In an age where everyone is striving for attention and fame, Raygun achieved something meaningful. She became a part of history, leaving her mark in a way that most Olympians never managed to do. This is where Noah's humor really shines. She used up all her white privilege at one time, he laughs, poking fun at how people typically spread their advantages throughout their lives. But Raygun? She went all in. It's a moment of pure comedic brilliance, but it's also a reflection of how, in Australia, no one is too serious about things that might seem monumental elsewhere. If something is worth laughing at, Australians will laugh, and Noah, with all his observational wit, caught that essence perfectly. Yet, there's something about this country, this island continent, that makes Noah ask, is Australia taking the piss? It's a question he throws out there as a playful challenge. Is this country really as laid back as it seems, or is there more to the story? Could it be that Australians, in their relaxed manner, are quietly making fun of themselves, creating a space where everything, from the mundane to the extraordinary, can become a joke? The more Noah reflects on it, the more he comes to realize that Australia, as a whole, has a particular approach to life. It's not just the news stories that are amusing, it's the entire attitude toward life. Everything is lighthearted. Everything is worth poking fun at. And that's precisely what Noah loves about the country. It's all part of the Australian charm. He shares a news piece that perfectly embodies this attitude. A scandal that shook the country to its core. No, it wasn't about corruption or anything deeply political. It wasn't about a major political figure involved in some grave misdeed. Instead, the scandal centered around a much more relatable, almost comical issue. The Prime Minister, as the story goes, was under fire for accepting free upgrades on a flight with Qantas Airlines. Yes, free upgrades. As the story unfolded, the public discovered that the Prime Minister had received complimentary upgrades after purchasing standard tickets for his flight. To most people, it might seem like a minor issue. But in Australia, this became an actual news story, one that took over the airwaves. For Noah, this was the perfect encapsulation of what he had come to expect from Australia, a place where things are going so well that the smallest details become a major topic of discussion. In the grand scheme of things, a free upgrade doesn't even seem worth the energy it takes to talk about it, yet here it was front and center in the news. And here's where Noah's comedic genius shines. Wait a second, he says. Your prime minister is flying commercial? In many parts of the world, this would be seen as a shockingly unorthodox move, a political faux pas even. But in Australia, it was simply part of the charm. The prime minister, just another average person, sitting among the rest of the public, trying to make his way through life just like everyone else. For Noah, this was an absurd yet endearing reality. His mind races with the possibilities. Imagine the prime minister getting up to spill something on top-secret documents or looking for Wi-Fi on a flight. The absurdity of it all is exactly why Noah found this scandal so humorous. Noah goes on to express how he can't help but laugh at the overreaction. For him, the real scandal is that the prime minister was even flying commercial in the first place. It's an almost baffling concept, one that speaks to the relaxed, humorous spirit of Australia. In his mind, the bigger issue was how the country's leader was sitting in economy class, not how he got a free upgrade. The news, though, didn't seem to share his sentiment. They were more concerned with the fact that the prime minister got an upgrade. And this, Noah says, is what makes Australia so special. The fact that this scandal made its way into the public consciousness shows just how carefree and lighthearted the country is, even when it's dealing with political matters. As Noah continues to immerse himself in Australian culture, he is consistently surprised by how the country handles its most serious issues. The truth is, Australians are so used to things going smoothly, they don't know how to deal with the occasional hiccup. And so they laugh. They find humor in the smallest things, and that's what makes their news cycle so fascinating. It's been weeks now, and Noah is still processing the vast array of absurdities he's witnessed in Australian news. Every day, he watches with wonder as something that seems so insignificant to the rest of the world becomes a major headline. The scandal about the Prime Minister's flight upgrade? It made the news for days. The funny thing is, Noah's starting to understand why. Australia, in all its quirky glory, is a place where the bizarre and the mundane are treated with the same sense of humor. There's no sense of urgency or crisis. Instead, there's a collective shrug and a shared laugh. And that, Noah believes, is exactly what makes this country so special. It's the humor, the laid-back attitude, and the tendency to take the piss that makes Australia a place unlike any other. And Noah, he's just lucky enough to be here, laughing along with everyone else. If you're enjoying these insights, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Stay tuned for more hilarious takes and unique perspectives from Trevor Noah's adventures down under.